Morning.
Morning.
Adrian, quick thing on the LinkedIn. The LinkedIn, just to speed things up, because we got to go through these people quick. We gotta, in order to get quality, we have to run a very, very fast pipeline of getting people in and then kicking them right out or keeping them in
Okay.
the best case scenario. So in order to do that with these jobs, when you find someone, and I'm still on review, I even put in a ticket with LinkedIn because this is ridiculous. What you want to do is with your applicants, we purposely save ourselves time. So, they said that they have, ideal answer is 1. He said 6. Great. Then we're gonna talk to him, kind of thing. But I don't look at not a fit. You don't want to. The only thing you should really be looking at, and you shouldn't even put people as a maybe, is good fit or unrated. Because good fit means that's who you want to talk to, and unrated means that you haven't even looked into them yet. But you want to click a message, and you just want to message them and just shoot them. I think I have an automated one that, yeah, this is the automated message but I think I have that because I have like premium. So you might just want to write this is like, I'll just use this one every time. I don't even know what it says half the time. I just know that it says, let's set up a call. What time works?
Yeah.
And then I want them to immediately tell me a time that works. And right off the bat, right from that, you can tell, who's going to be good and who's not going to be good. Some people have so much trouble. Like I had, let's see. This is one person that, where'd she go? Oh, she probably is not a good fit anymore. See, I didn't even look at these people because not a fit. This person. So I sent this to her, right? And then she sent back, "Hi, Gray, spelled my name wrong. First letter lowercase." This whole format of how to talk to me was crazy. The thank you, and then her name also isn't. And she spelled like every word wrong. And this was just insane. It was like, there was no way. Like, you're an absolute no. I can't believe how terrible. Like, it's like she couldn't use her keyboard. And so, right off the bat, you can tell. And then, boy, I can find someone who is a good example as well, who is the girl from Chicago, Cece. I don't know why she's falling under not a fit, even though a maybe, that's why. She has experience with React though, so that's why. But she thinks she doesn't know. Like, this was great, right? I love this. Bunch of times every day, said CST. Like, this is a very good sign as to how well they're going to code, because they think for a second, what information is this person going to need to actually have a meeting with me? And also, let me make sure I spell stuff right. Like, English isn't her first language. You can tell she went through, like, I would have suspected it was, but she went through the trouble to make sure that this message was crafted well. So just little things to note. You're going to find out a lot by that very first message. And then what you do is, if it's for Imam, he's not going to take a freaking call. But you can just go here, and the more will always have their email. So you can just click it and copy that. And you can just send it to me and say, Cesar is available Tuesday at 1400 hours Eastern for a meeting. Here's his email. And I'll just go, okay. And then you also just write like QA or front end. And then I can just run with it. Or you can do it yourself, obviously. But, for front end people, I'm throwing them Maxim's way. For back end people, I throw them Manun's way. And, that way they get to decide if they're if they feel like they're even worth bringing on. And that just makes life way faster. Like with Maxim, when he's talking to people who he's not sure about, he asks them like 2 questions off the bat just to make sure, like, okay, do they know anything about code? And if not, it's like, all right, they're actually a no. Like, blah, blah, I don't think this is going to be a good fit for you. Goodbye. Because we actually have to be fast. We can't like do interviews with all the people all the time and actually waste a lot of time talking to them. And then with Cece, when I spoke with her, um, I like because when I've noticed people are seem more interested than just getting experience, but they actually think the company's interesting, then I want to talk to them so that I can give them a good or someone like you, Adrian, so you can give them more of a broader sense of the whole company. Then they're like, oh, cool, I like the project. Like, sure, experience is fun, but I like the project. Then and CC seemed so competent that I was like, don't even ask her questions, Maxim. Like, just get her plugged in, give her a task, and let's just see how she does on a task, like that kind of thing. So we kind of want to do more fast track, like just here's a task, go start doing a task, and then we're like, that was really bad, and play with that, or that was great, like here's another task, kind of thing.
Are you responding to the ones that you're not interested in, or you just like let it go, die out?
Not really. You die out. I don't really know what the benefit. You might be able to officially reject them, and if you do that, you might be able to repost the job and collect more applicants. But no, the people who don't get on, they're just clicking a button and walking away like it's no biggie, kind of thing. But it's your job to send out the message, say, "Hey, I looked. When's a good time?" And then they say a good time, and then either you take the meeting or you just shoot the email, the job role, and the time to whoever you feel should be talking to that person, kind of thing. Or you field the interview yourself and you're like, all right, I got a good feel, and send it over here. But we honestly don't want to waste that time doing it. Like, if you do good work, great, hop on it. So no need to like send posts to each other. It doesn't even matter what their entire profile says. It doesn't matter what their resume says. It 100% matters what are they like when they talk to us, and what do they do when we give them a task. It's like, okay, now I can believe it. Okay, so let's jump into it, and we'll talk about all that deployment stuff just at tomorrow's meeting with those guys and get it wrapped up. No need in dwelling on it today. So, Joe Mar, why don't you start us off? What did you do yesterday, and what are you doing today?
Yesterday I continued working on the purchasing information page. I only did minor changes. I added the breadcrumbs and adjusted the font styles and font properties. For today, I'll continue working on it.
Okay, what else do you have to do on it?
Adjusting the table on the SM breakpoint and empty breakpoints.
Okay. And Manan, what's your update? I know you were doing some extra stuff yesterday.
Yeah, just FAQs, the function for FAQs. And documentation, I have to update documentation for blogs.
And I know you're gonna go into that API Ninja thing, right?
Yeah, Chris is working on that.
Okay. All right. So, how about you update us on that, Chris? What are you diving into now?
Yeah, just as Manan said, I'm working on the integration with the API Ninja for the sales tax calculations.
Got it. JP?
No. I made a push for the profile page. I updated all of the sections UI styling, and for today I'm going to rebase um the fixed layout from Maxim to finish the billing page. I just need the layout and the breadcrumbs there, and I'm done with it.
All right. Okay. Sangeet, how about you? What's your update for us?
Yeah, the thing is actually working on RSS, and I found an npm like a library that does the job in just 4 or 5 lines. So it is pretty simple. So only thing that we are just giving as an input is a URL. So I guess we can just store that URL in our database rather than just coding like in the code, giving in the code itself.
Mm-hmm.
So shall I just move on and create a table in database?
Okay, and I'm guessing you're keeping Manan in the loop there.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Malika, what's your update for us?
So yesterday I test again and I faced one error. Today I'll connect with Sangeet and I'll resolve it and I'll complete it.
Understood.
Could you tell me what you're working on?
I'm working on modelizing the code in app.js
In which one?
backend.
The app.js?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, be sure to be specific when you're talking about what you guys are working on, because we're not we do these meetings to keep up to date. It's not like Adrian's walking around all day remembering what everybody is working on that day. Like, he's working on his own thing. We're just making sure that we're not stepping on each other's toes and we're staying together here. So Ashutosh, how are you doing? What are you working on?
I finished the comments that JP had added on the PR for TernKey. I'm currently wrapping up on the footer that, not the footer, the section that you added to the end, which has those links in there for FAQs, documentation, etc.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
Let
making
me
sure
just
it's
show.
the breakpoints are right for and the styles are
Actually,
right.
what PR request is that one? Is that the one
That's 301.
301? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to push all of these together.
Sounds good.
I also for PR 303, I resolved merge conflicts again. That should be good to push. Oh, sorry, good to merge.
Okay.
It's on the website repository.
Copy that.
So with looking at this, obviously JP already pointed out a while ago when I first put the contact page in that we're gonna have to change this up. And I feel like we could this whole page ends up being so big that we could scrunch it and make it all like one side and possibly put this map over here. We'll see what to do with that. Gotta do some messing around with that. And there's been some updates to the drop down for this guy, so that's why this is all orange, but Maxim should take care of that. And
Is that what
ready,
you're working on right now?
Maxim?
Yeah.
Maxim, what are you working on right now?
My complete info changes from the guys.
You're waiting for changes?
It's for updates. To change it to
Well, I don't know when they're gonna be up doing those PRs.
yes, some things.
Well, what are you working on? What pages?
I could start on some.
Okay. So
Wait, I didn't hear that one.
I know Maxim did these two managed subscriptions and documentation page yesterday. So usually orange means that we're either working on it or they just haven't. It just means that they haven't been merged yet. Somebody started work and they could be like, I'm pretty sure these are both ready to be merged. Maybe we should add another color in here. And Maxim's going to start working on this one today, the resources homepage, which comes from this drop down. no, resources, and then we get downloads, tips, support hub, and community. And the community is one that is shared across a lot of these. So it's one that's just linked to in a lot of areas. And so I'm making these very modular. You know, this looks exactly like another page that's not coming out yet, but you can see I'm reusing these guys right here. So that's a quick copy paste. And what's under construction is like the resources page is going to have a downloads page. It's going to look very similar to the documentation page we already made. The tips page is also going to be, I'm going to make it as modular as possible, and same with the community page. The community page is basically just going to be saying the same thing as the resources page, but it's going to say join our Discord, join this, do this kind of thing with like some text on the side. So there's quite a few pages to be added, but I'm going to purposely make them so similar to what we've already built that everything, that all the work that we do here and apply here and find out the correct padding and the correct font, we'll be able to easy copy paste over and just change the text and change the images and change what the buttons say. So even though it seems like there's a lot of pages coming through, know that a lot of them are going to be copy paste projects. And so it's not going to be, we've built the chunk of the website, but we do have to get some of the sizing right. Like this is why it's important that we get a lot to staging, because it wasn't until staging that, you know, like JP and I determined like this is crazy. This just does not work.
It is huge.
How we thought. It's got to be reformatted entirely. The text alone should be much smaller, and
It's
this
like
has to be
5-year-olds.
much smaller. Yeah, this has to be like completely split and only placed on the left half, and then this should be like split and put on the right half with the information like above it or something like that. Something much more clean. And because, you know, the footer feels like a completely different world to this.
Yeah.
And the hero image is also woefully off because, I mean, one, we should have our gradient in there to make it easier to read contact. We shouldn't have this glowing text. That makes it look unprofessional and kind of weird. And it also looks like everything can be clicked when it's glowing. So we want to get rid of the glowing text. But also this, you know, with her head in the picture, it looks more like the picture's supposed to be there. This, it feels like I already started scrolling. Like I'm confused, and she's really big. Like it's an enormous picture. This one, it's not as big. So a lot of resizing stuff that we want to get right with these things. But that's all for now. What would have liked to have? Who else should have been here today? We should have had Shivani. And we want to get one of these other front end devs who are part of this thing now in here. There's Vasi, there's Santosh, and there's Cece. So we should be maxing out at our max size of a meeting, which is 12 people. We never want to have a meeting size larger than 12. You're not really able to manage that. But all right, everyone, that's Scrum. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
See you guys.